Welcome back, everybody. It is match point Gladiators as they currently hold the 2-0 lead over the Houston Outlaws. And you know what? I gotta say, that was quite a gutsy call by the Outlaws to run that attacking Torbjorn. Which makes me want to ask this question to everybody watching in the Twitch chat. Would you consider a strategy like the one we just saw on Numbani, would you consider that a good strategy or disrespect? Let me know when you feel so inclined to in the comments in the chat. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump back in for the second half and throw it on over to our casters, Monty and Doa.
Thank you, Malik. You know, one thing to keep in mind, though, it's only disrespect if you win when you do it.
That's true.
That's how it is. Sorry. Well, guys, we are going to Ilios. It's been a 2-0 victory so far for the Gladiators, but Houston could turn it around. This is a rough map for the Gladiators sometimes. However, the last time they played this map against Houston, things got a little bit wacky.
Yes, we thought it was weird with some attack Torbjorn. Well, how about triple DPS
Yeah.
with hydration on the Lucio in the end? Big Goose playing the Sombra. And this actually won them the entire series. So
yeah.
they won this map. Gladiators took it home in 5 with Ilios as the tiebreaker. So we've seen a lot of interesting swaps. The Gladiators are certainly willing to experiment with their compositions and switch things up very rapidly. Now, it has to be said, we're not going to see that today, unfortunately, because Surefour's gotten a lot better at Widowmaker, and it's Ruins where we will see the Tracer Widow, especially with Asher going to be in this map. But there is a face we've seen on Ilios this stage.
That's right. Clockwork in for Jake. So the Outlaws switching things up a little bit, and Boink in for Bonnie, as Houston often does on their control maps.
And the reason why we're seeing Clockwork is that they like to play Pharah and Tracer on Well and Ruins, and this means Linkser plays the Tracer, and then they switch, so Clockwork will play the Tracer on Ruins, and then the Widow will be Linkser. So Lighthouse Well, Pharah for Clockwork, otherwise Tracer, Ruins.
That's right. Moving on towards Ilios. We will see if the Houston Outlaws can get some momentum going in this series, get themselves a win. Map-wise, this is probably one of the ones they have a better shot at, despite that the weird result last time they met in the tiebreaker in Stage 2.
It is going to be really hard, obviously, for Houston to win this series. Of course, they do need to reverse sweep, but they also have to play Route 66, which has been their worst map.
Yeah.
And though they recently beat Dallas on it, Dallas was not playing a Widow on point A defense. I think there are a lot of caveats, a lot of asterisks surrounding that win. So we need to see more from them on Route 66 if we are to believe the curse is actually broken.
Indubitably.
Indubitably.
I just wanted to say that word. Indubitably. LA Gladiators versus Houston Outlaws getting things started here on Ilios. It's going to be the Pharah for Clockwork, as we have come to expect from time to time from him.
Yeah, they are going to try and make space, and surely the rest of the Gladiators know that this is going to be coming. They are going to try and play that Widowmaker versus Clockwork to
it's brave.
Snipe him out of the sky.
It is brave to play that Pharah against Surefour's Widowmaker, but your sightlines aren't quite as open on this round in particular, but yeah, you still got to be careful.
I mean, but there's not really a good way for them to deal with this, especially with Raucus here on the Mercy, and they're able to zone him out. There's only certain places that Surefour's going to be able to snipe from, and they can't walk up to the point, so...
but Chaz somehow finds the angle and takes him down. Linkser falls as well, courtesy of Surefour, and it's just the supports and tanks for Houston left to try to hold this point.
Oh, that was so unnecessary by Clockwork. He tried to float in on the reverse angle when he was doing a great job of holding the members of the Gladiators away from his teammates anyway.
Oh, he didn't make it. It's tough to do that one. That one is a tough one to live through.
So Muma is here on the top side, and then Clockwork.
I mean, I guess he didn't know he was there or something, because, yeah, if you set up a Zen with an easy shot like that, you're going to get annihilated by that right click every time.
Yeah, they had to clear out that area before doing it, or just simply continue to push rockets into that house. Surefour now. He's going to get Boink. There's going to be a barrier, but that's still a snipe as Clockwork slightly above the barrier.
Yeah, Surefour pretty much uncontested at this point. He's going to pop the infra sight. Why did they name it that? Blizzard, why are you doing this to me? He's going to use his ultimate. That's what I'm trying to say. To get a bit of vision on the Houston Outlaws, but they're all dead. Right, cool, Matt. So it doesn't matter.
And they still don't have an answer to the Surefour Widowmaker. London didn't have one earlier this week. Houston has struggled with it. Their tanks just die on the way in.
It's another headshot on the cool mat. A lot of his health off. That damage boosted Widow, a danger to everyone, tanks included. Expecting the dive, and it does come through. Surefour backing away in anticipation. Point and Clockwork already down. Asher finds a big pulse bomb, and it's only Raucus on the Mercy to support the rest of Houston. They've got ultimates. A nice dive onto Raucus. Asher combining with Fissure for a big one there.
Asher is doing a great job. His pulse bombs tonight have been so on point.
Definitely.
He's gotten so many sticks on the back line of the Houston Outlaws that there's really nothing they can do. Because if the tanks from the Houston don't go in to deal with Surefour, Surefour kills everybody. If they do go in, there's a pulse bomb waiting for either Boink or Raucus. Raucus now just done with it. He's going to try and play the Boink run.
Linkser did not get the sound barrier. It's going to be a 5v6 as Houston tries desperately to take the point. Already 98%, 99 now for the Gladiators. There goes Clockwork, no DPS, and I would say nearly no chance for Houston. And with that Primal Rage, everybody's going to get sent flying, and that should be point A. Going the way of the Gladiators. Yep, Linkser booped out before he could even cause the overtime to continue. So a quick first round going LA's way.
Dominant from the Gladiators. And considering that the Houston Outlaws also use the Pharah Tracer on another point, not Ruins, which we're going to, but well. And now the Houston Outlaws have to come back on a Tracer Widow map. That means Clockwork will be on the Tracer, Linkser will be playing the Widowmaker, and if they lose this, they will lose the series.
That's right. Here we go. The Shields Up chants filling the Blizzard Esports Arena here in Burbank, California, as the Gladiators try to win Ilios 2-0 here on Ruins, and by doing that, win the series.
Gladiators can put it away right now. As you see, Linkser going to be peeking out from the high ground. He's going to find Shaz, but Big Goose is there. Muma's going to jump in, but not before the res completes.
Still, though, a moral victory for Houston getting that first pick, but Linkser doesn't need to worry about Shaz so much. He's got to worry about Surefour. Bijou, though, gets demeched. They were ready for the dive. There's a kill onto Fissure. Surefour does get Raucus, and it looks like Houston is still going to be able to claim the point first, so they will get some control percent going.
Yes, they will. Couple snipes from Linkser, really helping the cause of the Houston Outlaws.
Right.
Gladiator's going to be walking back into this. Big Goose and Shaz got hardly any healing done.
Bijou out of the mech on the Gladiator's side, too. Trying to build back up to the Diva mech again. It's going to take a little while, though, but not too much longer. No, going high is Linkser, finds no target, so Gladiators staying out of sight until Bijou gets that mech back again. He's got it now. Okay, so now you'd think they're going to get going here.
Linkser,
they will.
Gonna try and push into the tanks with these shots.
Yeah, Asher went for the pulse bomb, didn't connect with anything that time. Meanwhile, Fissure in big trouble here. Gets some mercy healing just at the very end. Stays alive, but barely.
But they pulled out the Valkyrie, so this is still pretty good for the LA Gladiators. Going to work up to double support zones of their own.
Oh man, I think that pulse bomb got eaten, but meanwhile Shaz down, rezzed again by Big Goose. Luckily they had that cooldown available. Here we go, Valkyrie used by Big Goose. Shaz nearly has his tranquility. It looks like Raucus is going to use his right now. Fissure down again early. They've been really good about countering that dive and being ready for the Winston as he jumps in. Now the Transcendence, as Gladiators decides to fight it. It's going to be a 5v5 now that Cool Mat is down. They've got an even number there. Meanwhile, Numa not dislodged yet. So far, so good for Houston. Close call for Linkser there. Boink down, okay. No mercy now for Houston. So maybe Gladiators can turn this into a fight win. Bijou coming up big with 2 kills there. Big Goose brings back Asher. They've got the advantage now, and Muma pops that Primal Rage to try to just zone a lot of the Gladiators out. Self-destruct comes in, and he gets knocked back into it, nearly Surefour finding that final damage, and Gladiators will flip the point.
Yeah, Cool Mat going to escape with his mech intact towards the rest of his teammate, but one fight away for the Houston Outlaws from a win. Gladiators will have to hold this for quite some time, running it basically all the way back.
That's right. So it's going to be tricky for the Gladiators to win this one. Houston Outlaws has the luxury of time to build up some ultimates, come back in with a big fight.
Surefour working his way forward slowly.
Yeah. And he's got to be careful.
Yeah, not taking any risks. And there's the infrasight right as the Outlaws are approaching
11
the
HP.
point.
Surefour nearly down, stays alive for the moment, needs a bit of healing, finally getting it. Fissure pops that Primal Rage, keeping Houston zoned out. 40% now for Gladiators. They've got both support ultimates too. Surefour going up high, no kills out of that one though, doesn't find a target. Pulse Bomb comes in, nope, that's gonna be the self-destruct instead. Fissure down, that's gonna be a problem for the Gladiators. They need to try to cover a res, and oh, Linkser gets another one. The res comes in onto Fissure, but Gladiators short-handed either way as they try to defend the point. They're gonna send in the self-destruct, and somehow they catch point. That is disastrous for Houston. They've nearly flipped it.
Yeah, Point couldn't get around the corner, and he's the last support standing. Muma incredibly low, has to back off of the point. And that's going to be cooled back, D-backed, and Clockwork unable to stay because Big Goose and Shaz are there to help Fissure and Bishu.
Wow, I gotta say too, Bishu has really been in the right place at the right time since Gladiators have taken the point. He was instrumental in flipping it the first time, and now they've nearly equalized the control percent, getting near 90% themselves.
Yeah, Outlaws going to be struggling to take this one back. They're down in support ult percentage. Maybe Coolmat can do something with this self-destruct.
Yep. Bishu just zoning Muma out a little bit here. 99% Gladiators have brought it all the way back, but can they hold it? Can they win this last fight? Shaz goes in with the Transcendence as they try to just grind it out. Rockets gets the kill into Surefour though. Houston with the Primal Rage. Asher got a bit too close to that one, but now the response from the Gladiators. Fissure and Bishu picking up kills before losing Fissure themselves, and Houston do have the edge here. They've got the Valkyrie going as well. The self-destruct, not getting anybody. Muma had the Winston shield there. Just in time, and now Houston Outlaws look like they might be able to grind this fight out. Big Goose going after Linkser actually with the Valkyrie over on the side. He gets the kill. Meanwhile, back on the point, Houston Outlaws scrambling to keep trying to take this one, and Fissure has a Primal Rage. Gladiators delaying long enough to get their dead people back again. Big Goose down though, they have no mercy, and Rock is ready as Fissure jumps in. Houston Outlaws flips it. Oh no, they don't. They should get it soon. There we go. Okay. 95%. Can anyone get back? Bishu can reach the point, it seems like. They've got the Doomfist. No, nobody gets there. And Houston ties it up.
So close at the end, 99 to 99. Houston pushes it over the edge and stays alive just barely in the series.
I mean, that was the round on this map too that Houston absolutely had to win. That's the one that should have been a big edge for Gladiators, with Surefour getting all those sight lines with the Widowmaker. So for Houston to win that one, suddenly you're like, okay, all right, now we've got ourselves a map here.
Yeah, I think, though, that we have to see an adaptation from the Outlaws. They can't play the Pharah again like they have in the past on Well.
That'd be tough, yeah.
I think it's going to have to be the Widow and the Tracer one more time. That is what they're going to look at. Double Orisa here, as we're seeing more frequently on Well, thanks to the help of... Oh, no, we're not, actually. Just Fissure.
Yeah, Houston relying on the dive now. Boink, though, staying with that Lucio. The opportunities for environmental kills, though, are so good on this point that the Lucio is a pretty dangerous choice for Houston to go with. Well, dangerous for the Gladiators, anyway.
Can be deadly, get a lot of value out of those environmental kills.
Yeah, Muma down to about a third health right now. He has to take a bit of a break from the fight. Gladiators slow pushing their way onto this one. Muma dives in along with Asher, or rather Clockwork. Clockwork very low though. Had to recall. Linkser meanwhile finding some shots on the side. Boink keeping that high ground secure, going in. Oh, that was a close boop. Yeah, the Fortify rather blocked the boop. Meanwhile, Surefour down. Shaz down as well. Clockwork coming up big. Point gets the kill on the Bishu either way with that right click, and that's going to be Fissure eliminated as well. Houston will get their control percent going early.
And that was a great surround by the Houston Outlaws. They know Gladiators just going to play the corner with the Orisa shield, and so they find two flanks, execute a pincer attack, and speed boost their way into the fray.
That's right.
Now, they are going to get the first control here. Fissure will be staying with the Orisa, and now everyone revealed, courtesy of Linkser's ult.
Yeah, earlier infrasight for Linkser as opposed to Surefour's Widowmaker, so that's going to cause Gladiators to be patient. What a stick on the Shaz. Clockwork Just the instant reaction to get that one. That was solid. Meanwhile, the res comes in. Shaz brought back to life. Asher does get the D-Mech onto Coolmat. And now Surefour coming in with the kills. Gladiators turning this one around after losing somebody early to Clockwork, rather.
And the delays, how long can the Houston Outlaws get these delays on the point? Because that's what they should be going for right now. Muma's been holding on to this Primal Rage. There it goes.
Linkser got Surefour as well, so that's the Widowmaker down. Self-destruct doesn't get anybody here. Meanwhile, Houston still building that control percent. Linkser lurking around the back, wants to get the shot onto Shaz, and he comes so close. He's gonna go ahead and wait for it. Now finally decides to take a shot at Bijou.
I mean, Linkser killing both DPS turned that fight around.
Oh, no kidding, yeah. Sound barrier just to keep Houston safe. 70% now for that. Bijou D-Mech, Supercharger down, but not in a place where Gladiators can really fight that. Houston can just back away and be like, all right, enjoy your Supercharger, enjoy damage boosting when you have nothing to shoot at.
Houston just pulling the rabbit out of the hat there. That is what they needed to stay in this one because it's put them within one fight. Linkser.
The counter sniper's back. He is back, man. He has been dominating Surefour. What a shot on the Asher, and there's the disrespect.
The tactical crouch, Noah.
That's right, you know. You Surefour, you know, he could be back. He could be shooting at you. You gotta try to dodge those headshots.
It's really Shaz, you know. You don't want to get hit by that volley.
Either way, Houston Outlaws stays alive. They will win Ilios.
Wow. So Houston Outlaws, their first step in a reverse sweep against the LA Gladiators, but now it gets real. They have to go to Route 66, a map that they have only won once in Overwatch League.
Yeah, beyond beating Dallas on that map, they had not even finished point B, but hey, links are starting to pop up. You never know what can happen. That pulse bomb was a delicious breakfast for Bijou. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. Map 4 coming up. See if Houston can tie up this series.